It's been a while, most esteemed viewers. And I sort of would like to talk about why that is right now. Um, it's been almost 4 years since I started this. Um, that was August, I think. It was uh 3 years and 10 months, I guess. Um, Middle of COVID lockdown. That's when I started this, whatever this channel and all. Uh, you know, yeah. I'm not recording. I don't have any outline for this because I figure this is sort of, I want this to be more of a spur of the moment thing because it's more my own personal reflection and not me trying to form, thoughts about even about a topic that I want people to be able to follow me on. Um, so so yeah, I started this channel um in August of 2020, in the middle of, COVID. And at my first instinct was to say that that it was to keep me sane. you know that it was everyone needed a project in order to everyone needed a project, or something to do to keep them from going crazy in COVID lockdown. And and then then I started thinking about it, and I realized that wasn't exactly true in my case. So the how do I put this? The the initial version of this channel was very much I I I had a comment a while back. I got a comment that was like disparaging, but I thought it was interesting and sort of accurate, but I don't didn't see it in the same sort of negative light as this person seemed to. Um this comment was basically like, what sort of, paraphrasing, I don't want to bring up the exact quote. I don't want to drag anybody. I don't want to anything like that. But basically, paraphrasing, it was basically like, oh, what sort of 2008 ass era of YouTube is this? Something like that. And it's funny because like I was like I was 7 when, in that specific year. Um and I wasn't allowed to like watch YouTube at the time. Sometimes I would end up on it. It's sort of complicated and but also not very interesting, so I'm not going to elaborate on, specifically the anyway. um but I can sort of see why that person was drawing that comparison, even though I don't really, again, I don't see that as negative as they were saying, although I can see why, this channel is probably never going to be very successful, and I'm okay with that. And I'll get into more of that later. But the I don't know if the mic picked that up, but something. Apologies if that uh did. But the anyway, um, the where was I? Yeah. So this was very, I feel like in the, I say I feel like this is not, I haven't done much deep diving into them. The area I sort of started really watching YouTube in around 2014, 2015. And this was this already, YouTube was starting to consolidate. The big channels were getting bigger, the small channels were getting smaller, the production values were getting higher. Um, and so I, you know, sort of I didn't know the era of YouTube where it was just sort of people talking. Apparently this was a vlog era or something. I don't know. I can imagine. I mean, like, But this was very when I started this channel, this was very much me just like sort of like being like, oh, I want to talk about games, I I had of a lot of I had and still have a lot of, respect and, admiration for the likes of, Lindsay Ellis, Effie Signifier, all those sorts of like media analysis, YouTube stuff. But I mostly I'm not very interested in um like video essay. Like I'm not interested in the finer points of video editing. I'm not interested in. I don't know why, but I've this is I think one reason why I've been driven to like writing and game development is I'm more interested in like I don't know, I'm just not interested in the language of in using the language of cinema. Well, in using it, to an advanced degree. Like obviously I will still edit things. I still, you know, you can actually hear what I'm saying. I had to, get rid of a lot of my earliest stuff because I had to unlist it because you just literally could not hear what I was saying. Um, but I was still talking, so it wasn't even good. It wasn't even good as like as like a just an audioless long play. It was like I was talking, but I was literally just wasn't even using OBS. I was just using the like Windows record software, and and the thing that really the first my first iteration of the To the Moon video, it broke me because I really was proud of that. It was sort of this raw thing, and I like started. I think I mentioned this in the one that you can actually still watch. I actually started crying at one point on camera. And this is before the real tearjerker part. This was me talking about it was the part where she says, I really dislike when you neurotypicals, think you know what's best for us. Um and anyway, yeah, so of there's a lot of I put a lot I had a lot of, you know, passion for this, and like I was I don't know, it was a very sort of raw, not just like raw in like the emotional sense, but like in that I wasn't putting a lot of effort. I still don't I'm not interested in doing that for this channel. Putting a ton of effort into um editing. I mean all of my videos are um all of my, like all the Jekyllstein play, Jekyllstein play. That actually might be. I might actually have to rename it to that. The Jekyllstein Gray plays videos are were all, they tend to be about. They tend to vary, I guess, from like 20 minutes, like a normal Let's Play episode, to like a full on hour. Um, and the which is about these, basically it ranges on generally just how long of a session I'm feeling for that game, and usually it's about what I would normally do for that session. But yeah, so where was I going with this? The So and there is a clear like level of I was going to mention this is where I was actually going from the last point. Um, I'll get back on the larger tracks, soon, or well, maybe not soon, but you know what I mean. But I'm imagine most of you have clicked off by now, which is also, it's fine. Um, the I really got off on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I obviously have a different persona or style when I still adopt a persona when I, um when I play games. I don't believe it or not, I don't, talk as much when I just am playing video games by myself. than when I'm doing it for the channel. So like I put on it, I there are always sort of things you have to do without it just being, kind of boring. Well, more than it is already. um, yeah. So, and going back to all the way back, so this was a very again, you would think that this was a thing to keep me to have me to stay sane, but like this wasn't new. This was sort of the this was sort of this was sort of how I always was, and that actually the COVID was awful for so many reasons for me personally, and just for the world. Like everyone, it's one of those things where everyone it was shitty for everyone for similar ways, and then but then different people had different personal like reasons why it was bad. There was some of that for me, and but one of the things one of the silver linings for me is that it really was a sort of take stock of your life moment because I sort of realized like um I really didn't like how normal it felt for me. I was already such a sort of recluse. I was already, um, not just like introverted, not even like, I don't even think this is really normal for autistic people, where I was just like, I don't know. I was just, it felt wrong. So, it was like, just how like sometimes a slight exaggeration of something can make you realize something about like so that's how satire works. Believe it or not, it's not actually just saying whatever offensive shit and then being like it's satire, you didn't get it anyway. uh, but the I lost my train of thought again. um yeah, y- y- yeah, so it was this like exaggeration of what my life was up to that point, and I was just like, that sat wrong with me. Yeah, I really didn't like how it felt. So I started, so after COVID ended, I really sort of started to try and be more sociable. Honestly, I think I might have overcorrected a little bit. Um, frankly, I'm still trying to work out exactly a comfortable spot for me in that regard, but I think I'm a lot closer um, than I am, or than it was before. And this channel was not something I ever really wanted to stop doing because I really liked it even, and you know, I kept it going for my uploading schedule was maybe not as manic as it was during COVID, but it was very it was still going on, and up until I don't want to get into it because there's some other personal stuff. It's not just, I was having too much time learning how to go to parties and stuff. Um, One thing I've learned, by the way, is that no one knows what they're doing. Everyone's awkward, and all relationship advice, not just dating advice, but including dating advice, is no one knows what they're doing. Like, some people are just really good at making you think they do. Um, and there was some other personal stuff in my life that really, again, I don't want to get into it because it is very, I don't think I or the other person would really be, it would be good for them to, for any of us to have this be anything. But there were some other things that just really, were difficult to go through, and I really had to like figure out what to do afterwards. If you're watching this, you might already know this because a lot of you are probably just already friends and family, and you're clicking on it out of a sense of obligation or something. But I've actually become something of a local celebrity. for here's why. Some lama doing lama you soon. I'm human. What could do to get 30? I'm superhuman, innovative, rubber. So anything says friction enough me, including you, devastating, more than devastating. How to give a motherfucking line into feeling like devastating, never fitting in the heads of everything for they can say for celebrating because they can motivate them, make elevating music, make elevating music. I used to make you. Yeah, so I'm apparently I can like I can rap. Maybe I'm probably the most surprised. I'm probably the most surprised out of any of you esteemed viewers. And yeah. So this channel was never something I really wanted to. So I've been doing things like that. And you can check out. I think I posted on like my Instagram. I think I'll probably put a link in the description if you want to see some more stuff like that. Um, but the so this channel was never part of that. Like I never consciously wanted to stop. And I actually would always say to people, my channel's not like to friends and family when I would talk about this, I would say I don't see it as it being dead. I see it as being dormant. And I would whenever I would get a bee in my bonnet about something, or would try or just want to say or just have something that's on my mind, and feel like doing a video, sort of like right now, I would do that. But it was really rare and spotty, and I just didn't happen very often. But I wouldn't imagine, I don't want to say anything because I don't have any concrete plans, um but I would imagine that I might continue more in the future. It's you know as always, if you say in the comments you want to see more stuff, I'm probably going to want to make more stuff. If not, that's sort of fine too. The Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I guess me coming back is and me doing this video is sort of me trying to find that balance in my life, again, because I find more and more I am recently I've been like, okay, I can also step back more, and I've been finding that I'm very introverted, I get really tired going, to parties and stuff, and I like my pardon. I like my me time, And yeah, I'm more and more like, I should probably, make time for my own personal projects. I've been playing way too much Sea of Thieves. um, that's actually what I mean mainly my personal projects. But like, like just time, by myself or with, a couple friends. And yeah. So yeah, I really don't know if this is gonna be watchable. I'm gonna have to watch through this myself. If you're watching this, I decided that it's good enough, but again, you're probably, not still here, which I can't say I blame you. Again, actually, I keep alluding to that. Let me just rip the band-aid off, I guess. I sort of don't care. Like whether people watch or not. Like this is why like I don't see it as much of an insult. They say, oh, this is like old school. This is like really archaic, because like I don't know. There's something about the early days. I feel like YouTube um was originally supposed to be for amateurs, for people like me who just have a camera and a microphone and some shit to say, and who cares if it's or not, And I don't. Again, I like the high production value stuff. I don't watch any channels that look like what I make, so I'm not saying you should either. I just. I guess I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it either. I I just I should probably just at this point I should probably just start a podcast because it's basically what these are. But like, yeah, it's this. I'm just realizing like, I do seem more than just happy. I've been doing this newfangled self care thing that all the whippersnappers are doing, and yeah, it has results. I was, I think, happy. Like there's always a level of performance, right, in earlier videos, but I wasn't like secretly miserable inside. In fact, I was often very open about like my anxieties and stuff. But the yeah, I just feel not even like happy in the sense of just like a literal, it's like more just like content on some level, although I have my own, insecurities and anxieties, and I'm really, really stressed about the election. Holy shit, I am really worried about the state of the world, you guys. But I'm trying to not let that sort of thing be my only like that. That's what I sort of realized is that I was literally only like my entire personality was just Jekyllstein Gray plays and Jekyllstein Gray talks. It was literally just, playing video games and sort of analyzing them or talking about video games and or politics and world stuff. And I, you know, say it out loud like that, it sounds pretty unhealthy. So I don't know, I've been trying to, or I would say I have a bit of an Atlas complex, I feel responsible for everything and need to fix everything because I don't know. I'm trying to work on that. I've been trying to do all this other, all um, the mental health stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've sort of lost the plot here, but I guess I'm just felt like making one of these again and sort of I don't know. I wanted to sort of look back and look forward too, because I do again. I meant what I said. I am still interested in continuing. My son the skies videos were doing well. I I actually was going to. I wanted to go back and just do my own private, playthrough of Cultist Simulator. And I just didn't do it because I realized that you can only have one save file in the game, and I would have to delete the one that I did for my video, which is funny because nobody like, no, I don't think anyone watched that video, but it's important to me that I still have that option, I went and played Book of Hours. I started a Book of Hours playthrough instead, so which is pretty similar. It's by the same people and sort of I don't want to say it's exactly the same, but it's really similar in the it's got the basic. I don't know how to put it. I don't know. Whatever. If you've played it, you know. You know. Yeah, so I don't know. I still have a lot of thoughts. I still have a lot of games I want to show. I've been thinking I have a couple of games in my Steam library that are unlisted that like, are you can't buy on the store anymore. Things like like the situation with sorry. With Spec Ops The Line. But in most cases, like games that these are just like indie games that were very under the radar and no one really seemed to watch them, and then they got delisted. And I would sort of like to do a spin-off of Jekyllstein Gray Plays where I specifically look at some of those. Not Spec Ops The Line now, although I might do a series on that. But Spec Ops The Line it's well documented enough. I'm still mad by the Strong Bad game before they took it off of Steam. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should probably not ramble for too long. Yeah, I'm still here. Again, if you, I know I keep saying this, I really mean it. Please, just let me know because it really is one person. I mean, I've been posting a reel of me singing a week, yeah, these last couple of years because I was just so like I just, was getting some, like, not that much, but like some positive feedback, and that meant, that gave me sort of the will to keep going. So your positive energy sustains me. I'm a straw on it, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I don't know. Did this make any sense at all? Is this just like, or is this only make sense in my own head? I'm sure. I mean, I could make it. If it's not like literally like nonsense. I just, you know, it's not just having an idea, it's articulating it, whatever. Yeah, yeah. So, hope you got something out of that, or not, or maybe just found it. Whatever. If you're still here, I'm assuming there's a reason. I don't know, but yeah. Uh, Let me know what you think in the comments. Any of the game series that I've done that you would want to see continued? Again, I actually like figured out, even though there's no Steam Cloud support on for Heaven's Vault, I figured out how to go from the how to transfer that save still from my old computer to my new one, so I could continue that. Again, if I wanted to. I'm still sad about what's his face. Still sad that he got replaced with the mean lady, the robot. I mean, I don't know. Spoilers, by the way. Shit, I might cut this part out or something. I don't know. Yeah. I've also played through Baldur's Gate 3. I could do a series on that. Like, I can do a bunch of stuff. I'll think about it. Yeah. So the way this rate, I don't know. See you in a year. See you in a year. Hope I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and like all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, links to my other social medias and stuff down in the doobly doo. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm not going to be including that link anymore, and you shouldn't be on Twitter either. Honestly, I left before He Who Must Not Be Named took it over. Um, it was bad before then, and it's even worse. And everything I've heard about it since has been like, yeah, really makes me, it really leaves me, sure of my decision. Yeah. So yeah, how many times did I say yeah in this video?